Hi everyone, this is Balazs from RacingBrick. I'm slowly working through my backlog of June releases, and today we are taking a look at the LEGO Technic 42229 Fast and Furious Mitsubishi Eclipse. This one is an interesting addition to the Technic lineup. Not only it is the first licensed Mitsubishi ever released by LEGO, but it also introduces something we've never seen before in this scale, a front-wheel drive Technic car. Let's see whether that makes for an interesting build. Since this isn't an 18 plus set, it comes with the more dynamic Technic packaging that suits the model nicely. The back of the box shows a few of the features from different angles. Interestingly, unlike many licensed Technic cars, there's no image of the real movie car anywhere on the packaging. Let's see what's inside. The set has 827 pieces, the price is €65 or dollars, and it is already available. Inside the box you will find 6 numbered bags, 1 additional unnumbered bag, the manual and the sticker sheet. Unfortunately, the manual doesn't include any background information about either the car or the movie, so there's nothing to read before we start building. We begin with the steering components and an unusual party trick. This is how the hand-of-God steering will work. The rear axle follows, and then we move to the front axle where these stacked half bushes immediately caught my attention. They look a bit strange. And the unique solutions continue. This is the first front-wheel drive Technic car at this scale. As you can see, the engine is driven by the front right wheel, so unfortunately there is no differential. Once we cover the front, the pistons also go in place. We can already test the engine, although without the wheel it is quite difficult to rotate the axle. The first stickered piece is here, and we can see some unusual angles in this section. Then there's even more. The hand-of-God steering knob is in place, along with some system accents on the roof. The rear bumper section has a half module offset. I think LEGO has improved the color matching for the lime stickers compared to the previous sets. They are still slightly darker than the surrounding parts though, and unfortunately the blue stickers suffer from the same issue. Here's a small building tip. The instructions tell you to place the smaller door sticker first, followed by the larger one on the big panel. I would actually recommend doing it the other way around. Apply the larger sticker first, then align the smaller one to match the graphics. The fit still isn't perfect, but it's much easier to get the pattern looking consistent. The steering wheel is fixed, but that is not a big surprise. Next, we add what I assume are the windshield wipers. They obviously don't move in the correct direction, but it's still a nice detail to include. The subtle exhaust is added, along with a bumper made of system pieces and then non-transparent rear lights. It is also time to lock these panels in place, adding the remaining rear lights, which are stickered this time. The flex axles forming the A-pillars continue all the way toward the rear of the car, helping to capture the roofline quite nicely. We also added this useful dining table to the back. Of course, no Fast Furious Eclipse would be complete without the famous Nitros bottles. The details look good, although once again the sticker colors don't really match the grey elements underneath. The rear cover receives its support rod before we move to the front of the car. This front bumper combines system elements with Technic pieces, creating some nice shaping and a few angles. The headlights, however, are a different story. The mounting technique itself is actually quite clever, but I'm still not convinced by those large white elements. They dominate the entire front end and immediately draw your attention. Finally, we installed the large flat hood, which also gets its own support rod, followed by the mirrors, wheels, and we are done. So here is the completed build. As I mentioned earlier, this is LEGO's very first licensed Mitsubishi, although interestingly you won't actually find the logo anywhere on the model itself. The branding only appears on the box. The real movie car was covered with sponsored decals as well, but LEGO simplified the decoration and kept only the iconic graphics. Naturally, the obvious comparison is the Toyota Supra, the only Fast and Furious car in this scale. Personally, I think the Eclipse captures the overall proportions a bit better, and the silhouette is more recognizable. It's certainly not perfect, but I think it's an improvement over the Supra. The biggest weakness is still the front end. Those oversized white headlight pieces make the model look like a prototype. I think this area really deserved printed elements or some additional detailing. The hood is also completely flat, although to be fair, recreating the subtle curves of the real car with Technic panels at this scale would have been very difficult. The upper edge above the rear wheel arch also looks weird from certain angles. From a functionality perspective, this set is actually better than usual. The front-wheel drive engine is something new for this Technic lineup, and despite the simplified drivetrain, it works smoothly. Both the hood and the rear cover can be opened, each with its own support rod, which is a nice touch. You also get opening doors, although the interior remains fairly simple, with just the seats and the steering wheel providing most of the detail. Overall, I think this is a fun build with a few clever solutions, alongside the usual limitations of the theme and the scale. It's probably aimed more at younger Fast and Furious fans than experienced Technic builders, but the unique front-wheel drive layout and some neat building techniques place it among the more interesting members of the car transporter gang, even if it's far from being a game changer. So folks, let me know what you think about this one. Is this a worthy addition to the Technic lineup, or were you hoping for something a little more ambitious? Let's talk about it in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications, as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.